does the setting connect to the plot, Jaden?
The setting
Scott? In this section of the text. Tracking Tiana? Ice?
in the section of the text, the setting cause you said how the setting connects to the plot. The setting connects to the plot because
You're on the right track. You said the setting causes. Keep going with that.
the setting causes the plot because the setting wasn't there, no one would have got hurt or captured.
Okay, nobody would have gotten hurt or captured. Think about the events at the end. Tracking Fatu.
The events at the end happened because they were in a past where dungeons existed, and then one there won't be a dungeon, and two there won't be witches or people locked up.
Yeah, exactly. Hands are pulled in. Today we read a new story called Math Magic, and we focused a lot on why setting is really important to not only plot but also the characters, as we saw in Catherine's case. In your own independent reading book, I want you to think about how the setting causes events to happen. At this time, we're going to switch into TA. What I want you to do is 1, put away your read aloud notebook, and then 2, open up to last night's TA homework. You have 30 seconds. Isaiah, go. Now you can quickly. You have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, should I go there? 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Clapping hands up. Good, we're all there. Number 1, clap once for A, B, C, D. B is the correct answer. Listen closely. Hands are folded, eyes on me. 3, 2, 1, 0. Jaden will dream. Pass it back. The pencil. There we go. B is correct because he was able to fight the octopus, which helped him prove his worth on the ship. That's why he was important. Number 2, clapping hands up. 3, 2, 1, 0. A, B, C, D. B is the correct answer. Hold your hands, eyes on me. 3, 2, 1, 0. That detail is important for B because it shows how much wood they had to use. Number 3, the author proves this by writing tales about the main character. For example, he wrestles the anchor from the octopus, or he builds a huge ship. Hands and scholar eyes are remaining. 3, 2, 1, 0. Axel by 0 warning. I'm going to check your homework later if you have 100%. Right now, Mohammed sit up. We're going to switch into today's TA passage. You have 10, go. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Cynthia by 0 warning. Ice. Previously, we worked on most important details and their connection to main idea. How do key details connect to main idea? Tracking Isaiah.
Details connect to the main idea because all of the key details relate to one thing.
Which is the
Main idea.
great Isaiah. Today we're going to be working on a new skill called summarizing. We've worked on summarizing previously in a lot of different subjects. We are going to be making the connection between summarizing and key details because key details make up a great summary. We need to include only the need-to-know details in a summary and not the nice-to-know details, so that's going to be our big focus today. As always, key details will relate to the main idea. The main idea is what a text is
Mostly about.
Okay, so again, what makes a detail important? Chanel? Great, guys. The key detail will also relate to the
Main idea.
of a text. Let's dive into summarizing. The summary is a retelling of the most important details in a text. It includes the main idea and supporting details in your own words. The main idea helps the reader understand what the most important details, events or details are, since they should relate to what the text is mostly about. And the most important details will support the main idea. What is a summary? Daniel? Eyes?
A summary. A summary is when all the important details are like in order.
Great, so they're in order. Tracking Axel, add-on.
I want to add on to you that because a summary is when we tell the story or the text.
Yep, you retell the story with the most important details in order as always. We're going to start our first text. As we start our first text, I want you to think about the main idea or what this text is.
Mostly about.
Tracking the board or your papers. Changing sounds. I'm actually really excited about this passage today. Over the years, the English language has undergone many changes. Some words that rhymed hundreds of years ago no longer rhyme today. In fact, old rhymes often provide clues to changes in how words were pronounced. For example, the word see didn't always rhyme with the word
See.
It originally rhymed with say. The words produced by EA at the end of a word, as in T and P, shifted sometime after the 1600s. The words speak and break contain EA in the middle position. At one time, both those words rhymed. The EA in speak sounded like the EA in break. About 400 years ago, a writer named William Shakespeare wrote a poem that had lines ending in the words speak and break. The lines are shown below. Don't worry if you can't understand what Shakespeare is saying. Just look at the underlined words at the end of each
Line.
At the end of each
Line.
We're looking at the verses now. Give sorrow words, the grief that does not speak. Whisper o'er the fraught heart, and bids it break. These lines used to rhyme. Speak sounded like spake, and break sounded like it still does.
Break.
But these lines no longer rhyme because how we say speak has changed. In the time and place of William Shakespeare, the words speak, sneak, beak, and bleak all rhymed with break. Alright, eyes are here. Main ideas of the text is mostly
About.
We're now going to find the main idea of this passage. Your voices are
No.
Turn and talk to your partners. Up, right? Isaiah, eyes.
The Axel said the main idea is about how words that rhyme back then don't rhyme. How some words back then don't rhyme anymore.
Yep, so it's about how words have changed, how words have
Change.
Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to think also about how I can summarize this, and we're going to move into number 1 to do this. Remember, my summary is really going to relate to this idea that words have changed over time, like speak and break. Okay, or speak has changed, not break. Break will stay the same. Which of the following is the best summary of this part of the article? As I'm reading through and you're listening, Mohammed, open up. I want you to agree or disagree with each one, and I'm just going to think through it in a moment. Years ago, Shakespeare wrote rhyming verses using words such as speak, break, sneak, beat, and bleak. Knowing about the history of words helps to understand the real meaning of Shakespeare's rhyming verses. Agree or disagree as I go through so I can see what you're thinking. Years ago, the words speak and break rhymed, but because of changes in pronunciation, the words do not rhyme today. Word pairs should rhyme at the end of poetry verses, but many pairs do not. Hold your hands. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to find the best summary of this passage by thinking about the main idea. Now, my main idea is that over time, these words have
Changed.
Good. So I'm going to think about the details that relate to this. A, years ago, Shakespeare wrote rhyming verses using words such as speak, break, sneak, beak, and bleak. Well, this does kind of relate to how those words have changed over time. It doesn't say there that the words have changed, but I'm going to keep it because it does seem to relate for now. B, knowing about the history of words helps to understand the real meaning of Shakespeare's rhyming verses. Nowhere in the text am I told how to understand the real meaning of Shakespeare's rhyming verses. I'm not told how to interpret them or how to understand them better. In fact, in the text it says, don't worry about understanding it, so B is incorrect. C, years ago, the words speak and break rhymed, but because of changes in the pronunciation, the words do not rhyme today. This seems like it relates to my main idea, because it's about how those two words have changed. And it seems to give those two details that they used to rhyme, and now they don't in chronological order, keeping for now. D, word pairs should rhyme at the end of poetry verses, but many pairs do not. The text isn't about how word pairs should rhyme, it's about how words have changed, so this is wrong. So now I'm between A and C. I need to think about what is the best summary of the text. A summary includes the most important details in chronological order. So it seems like C is the best detail. A doesn't really include all of the details that I need. It doesn't tell me that these words have changed, but C does. Why did I need to know my main idea to find out the summary? Tracking Cynthia?
You didn't know your main idea to find out the summary, because if you didn't know your main idea, you wouldn't know what this text is about, so you would be writing about some random thing in your summary.
Okay. And how do we answer summarizing questions? Tracking Trejo?
We answer summarizing questions by asking ourselves, does these details relate to the main idea?
That's how we answer relevant details questions. I want to think to myself, does this include all the most important details in... Good. Isaac here? We're going to continue on to the second question. 2. Which of these is most important to include in a summary of the passage? How do we know if a detail belongs in a summary? Tracking Mohammed? Volume?
We ask ourselves if we take the detail out, what the story still makes sense.
Sure, that does help us, but how else do we know if a detail belongs in a summary? Tracking Axel?
Do you know if the detail belongs to the summary and the detail is relevant
Relevant?
and
Oh, it's not relevant.
and if it connects to the main idea?
Great, so that's what we're really focusing on today, Mohammed, because we're first finding main idea and then summarizing, so it must connect to the... Correct. Okay, so we're looking through A, B, C, D. I want you to agree or disagree as we read through so I can see what you're thinking. A, about 400 years ago, a writer named William Shakespeare wrote a poem. B, these words used to rhyme. C, some words that rhymed hundreds of years ago no longer rhyme today. D, for example, the word C did not always rhyme with C. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and think about which one of these is most important and relates to the
Text.
Relates to the main idea, relates to the
Main idea.
Alright, fifth step. Alright, about 400 years ago, a writer named William Shakespeare wrote a poem. No, on 3, stop. You know the rules, we're going to agree or disagree on 3, straight on. Okay, is this important to include in a summary? Agree or disagree on 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're going to put this one, I see all disagrees. B, fifth step. These lines used to rhyme. What part of the text does this relate to? Tracking Isaiah? Isaiah?
It's part of this
Relates to?
relates to the part of the text where it's talking about how the two words speak and break each other.
Great, so we need to think about what part of the text that's in. It's those 2 lines that were in the text. Agree or disagree? Would we include this in a summary? Fifth step. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I see all disagrees. It seems like we're a little unsure about this. I'm going to keep this one actually for now. C, some words that rhymed hundreds of years ago no longer rhyme today. Fifth step. Agree or disagree on 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright, all agrees. D, for example, the word C did not always rhyme with C. Fifth step. Agree or disagree on 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Alright, we're stuck between B and C. We're not looking for a good answer, but rather the
Best answer.
using the main idea of the text to figure out which one is best to include in the summary. Your voices are.
No.
Try to talk to your partner. Your answer choices are B or C. Clap once for B. Clap once for C. Hands are scholar. White, C, the best answer. Nasia. Ice.
He's the best answer because B, it doesn't,
Watch your elbow warning.
that detail doesn't include, this, in the summary.
Yes, you're right. We wouldn't include it in the summary. Why not, Nasia? Talking Nasia.
You wouldn't include it in the summary
What?
because it's not relevant and it's not important.
Okay, stop. I think we're getting a little bit confused. Okay, C belongs in the summary. B does not. Okay, we do not need B. Why is C a better detail that some words no longer rhyme today? that you don't like, this is more important than these lines used to rhyme.
It's more important because you don't need to know that these words are so
Yeah, but what do we do? What do we need to know?
You need to know that some words are rhyme and
Yep. Great. Remember that the main idea is about that change, so this shows that change. Now let's move on to the video number 2. Which of these is the best summary of paragraph 1? There's a lot going on right now with these answer choices. What I want you to do is I want you to turn and talk to your partners, and I just want you to eliminate 2 answer choices right now. Okay? You have about 1.5 minutes to do so. Eliminate 2 answer choices. How many?
2 answer choices.
Just 2. And eliminate
2.
Do not choose the best answer. Go. Last right. What's one we can eliminate? Mohammed, Dr. Mohammed.
We can eliminate B because it said at the end of the text it says well, we can use old words choose vowels, use these nouns.
Okay, stop. When I look at the first paragraph, I'm just going to tell you right now, the first paragraph is about changes. B does tell me about the changes. What's one that we discussed can be eliminated, Cynthia?
Arden, you helped us discuss that D could be crossed out because it's talking about William Shakespeare.
And the first paragraph is not about.
And the first paragraph is not about William Shakespeare.
For that same reason, we can also cross out Axel.
Okay.
Good. Between B and D, choose the correct answer. Go. Independently. Stop. Diana said independently. Take about 30 more seconds. Stop hands up in 4, 3. Your answer choices are B and D. Clap once for B. Clap once for D. Hold your hands. B is a better answer, includes more of the relevant details to the main idea. We're now going to move into our independent text. We're going to start with 4 silent minutes to read the text, then 6 silent minutes to answer the questions. Remember, relevant details always relate back to the
Text.
stop. This is now the second time I'm seeing that we're not understanding this. Relevant details always relate back to the main idea,
Main idea.
and we use them to create our summary. We're going to move now into the text. 4 minutes go. Okay, continue working. If you have not finished reading, draw a line and move on to the questions. You have 6 minutes. Closed fist for incorrect. G is non-writing hand up. Pick up your pencil with your writing hand. Number 1 is A. Show me an open palm if it's correct. Closed fist. Number 2 is D. Closed fist. Number 3 is C. Hold your hands. C is the best detail. I said hold your hands, Jaden. I did hear. C is the best detail because it explains what you had to face and what you had to do to win for number 3. Number 4, non-writing hand up. Number 4, Mahal. Is D. Hold your hands. Turn to number 5. The title is a good one because the passage describes, looking at your answers, how video games began with Space War. The first computer game was Space War, and it helped make computer games accessible. It was very popular, and it's featured in a museum for its contribution to computers. Right answers, all eyes on me in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Today we worked with summarizing. How do we know if the detail belongs in the summary? Tracking Jaden?
We know that if it connects to the main idea.
Great. I also noticed a lot of us were going through our summaries and getting to a good answer. One question that's going to be really useful for you on homework, and I want you to ask yourself is, if I took this out, would I still be able to understand the text? If it's important, the answer will be no. Okay, we're now done. 1. Okay, submit it. 2. 3. Let's go with urgency. You have 1 snack minute to work off. Friends, you need to wait just a moment. I'll get to you. Let's go, folks, with urgency. Once everyone's seated, we'll begin our 1 snack minute. Go, folks. Okay, never open the bathroom. Any other ladies who did not get a chance to use the restroom? Diana? Your snack minute has begun. And if you have 100%, raise your hand up. We're going to do the moments right. Do you get school snack? Do you get school snack?